as we said, a huge response to the first series, and the second series kicked off with an absolute belter as well. You play Rachel Hargreaves. Can you set the scene then for people that may need to catch up?
Oh, yeah, OK. So we had Martin, who was playing Chris, and he is a police officer. He's trying to do his best, trying to police in the best way he knows how, but not quite getting it right. And then you've got Rachel, who comes in, they start working together. She's very morally upright, very judgmental, and it's like, we're going to do things by the book. And Chris is like, no, we're not. And you just kind of see them clash throughout the series. But then you also see the kind of pain and distress that they're struggling with underneath all of that.
There's so many, lovely moments that we'll get to see in this. Martin, in the new series, we see your character's relationship with his dad.
Yes.
Played by Bernard Hill, who sadly passed away on Sunday.
Yeah.
What was it like to work with Bernard?
It was delightful. It was really lovely. I think, when he came on set, he's sort of, he was from Manchester, but he was Liverpool royalty. Yeah. Because having played Yosser Hughes in Boys from the Black Stuff like 40 years ago, he was loved in that city. And for us in the cast and crew, he was a really gentle, kind, sort of playful man with a twinkle in his eye. And I loved working with him. It felt like a real... Well, now, of course, it's his last performance. So, I mean, for us, it's devastating that he's not here to see that, to sort of reap the rewards of what he did, because what he did is so good. But I'm glad that his last thing was something he cared so much about and loved so much. We were very lucky to have him. I'm sure.
And the scenes between you at the beginning of the second series are fantastic. Now, your character Chris got into quite a lot of hot water last series. Has he learned how to control himself a little bit this time? Where's he going in
He has
series?
to a certain extent. I mean, we joined them, maybe 5-6 months later, where we left off the first series. And he is definitely trying to, he's joined a men's group. He's trying to sort of be in a position where he can talk about his stuff, right? And have that help him in some way. And so he's determined to have a stability for his daughter and him to have a life. He's split up with his missus, and so he's trying to have a life with him and his daughter. But through a series of very unfortunate events, he finds himself quite early on in the first episode having to do something with Rachel, where they've both got to do something that's definitely not on the books. It's not in the policing manual for doing something that is a shortcut to getting out of some real shtuck. So
And Adelayo, as you said, the relationship with yours and Martin's character can be quite tense at times. I mean, how do we see that develop in the new series?
I think in the new series, I think they realise that they're friends, and I don't think either of them have many friends. And there's kind of, I guess, the feeling of like a kindred spirit between them. And I don't know. I guess their friendship isn't really based on the normal principles of friendship, but there's something about the fact that they know each other, or they've told each other things that probably nobody else in the world knows about the other.
Or would understand.
And I think they don't feel judged by one another. Even though verbally they do a lot of judging, but actually it's just banter, and they know that it's not...
Totally,
do you know what I mean? It's not...
Well, I have to say, so many people obviously excited about the new series, but also, Adelayo, the new series Supercell that you've got coming out, Netflix. I mean, people are so excited. When is Supercell out?